The girl just dripped a drop of blood on the pearl and its price instantly increased by dozens of times. Because she said that pearls stained with human blood have the effect of being immune to all evil, Duanwu sold the pearls at a high price by this means. But the rich people were not attracted by the pearls, but her beautiful face. Duanwu could not escape her fate and was packaged as a gift to the rich, and she had no capital to resist at all. Because her identity was just a lowly servant who collected pearls, Duanwu was sold to the underground pearl field since she was a child. She suffered inhuman torture every day. At the same time, there was an unwritten rule in the pearl factory. Once a pearl diving slave girl reaches adulthood, she will be randomly assigned to a different man every night. As Duanwu is about to become an adult, she is naturally beautiful, and the male slaves around her are all drooling over her. She had to find a way to escape from here. That day she heard that a distinguished guest from the western regions wanted to collect top-quality pearls. But these pearls are usually produced in dangerous places. Few people dare to take risks. Duanwu seized the opportunity to negotiate. She hoped to exchange her top-quality pearls for her slave book. She didn't expect that manager Cui really agreed. Duanwu jumped into the sea and started looking. After going through untold hardships, she finally found a rare big pearl. But she didn't expect that her pearls were secretly replaced during the inspection.
这颗最大珠是我采的。你说什么？你们的珠我怎么会弄错？这个真的是我采的，这是我拍的。妈娘，给我下去，不然我抽死你！是你还我珠子。
No matter how Duanwu explained, it was useless. But she didn't know that Ban Yang was actually protecting her. Because slave books are a lie. The pearling field will only squeeze everyone to be worthless. Ban Yang couldn't bear to let Duanwu stay here for the rest of his life. So she recommended her to manager Cui to become a pearl girl. But Duanwu she only wanted to escape from here. She risked her life to make a deal with her supervisor. If I can sell a pearl for 7 million, you will let me go. Others thought it was impossible. But Duanwu was very resourceful. Her dance amazed everyone. She then dripped a drop of blood on the pearl. She said that the pearl could resist all evil things. Her tricks fooled the rich. Finally, she successfully sold it for 7 million. But when Duanwu completed the task, it was not the dawn of freedom that awaited her. She was given as a gift to one of the rich. Due to Duanwu's desperate resistance, she was kicked to the ground. At the critical moment, Ban Yang suddenly rushed in to save her. Then Ban Yang took her all the way out. When she sent her on the boat, she said that she was her mother. It turned out that more than 10 years ago, Ban Yang didn't want her daughter to stay in this hellish place. She once entrusted Duanwu to a kind couple, but fate played tricks on her. Duanwu eventually failed to escape the fate of becoming a pearl diving slave. In order to protect her daughter, Ban Yang didn't dare to recognize her. She could only secretly teach her some life-saving knowledge. Over the years, she tried every way to help her daughter escape, but all failed. Ban Yang told Duanwu not to hate her. Then she left a red pearl for her daughter to go to the western regions to find her biological father. But Duanwu wants his mother to leave here with him, because she would definitely not end well if she was caught. But seeing the thugs chasing after her, Ban Yang could only knock her daughter unconscious with tears. She resolutely chose to sacrifice herself. Using her life, she paved a road to freedom for her daughter. In order to avenge her mother, she did not have time to rest too much. She hurriedly took her brother on a merchant ship. Duanwu learned that the pearling ground was suddenly burned down on the night he escaped. And manager Cui fled to this ship with money. Duanwu finally saw the murderer of his mother. She angrily vented her dissatisfaction. This also alarmed the shipowner Yan Zijing. He didn't know when Duanwu sneaked into his caravan. To punish her, Yan Zijing took the blood pearl from her hand. This blood bead was the only thing left by her mother. Duanwu was willing to risk his life to get it back, but Yan Zijing had guessed her plan, although he sympathized with Duanwu's experience. But he must not die before Director Cui reveals the whereabouts of his sister. So he told Duanwu, "You are too weak now and you can't protect what you want." Yan Zijing arranged for her to stay on the ship temporarily and join his caravan. He promised that he would return the blood pearl as long as she could earn 3 million. This gave Duanwu the motivation to live temporarily. He moved into the cabin with his brother. But after a few days of observation, he found that he could not earn 3 million even if he worked on the ship for several lifetimes.
300万钱，做丽人这辈子都不可能，必须得想办法下船。
In order to get a chance to get off the ship, Duanwu had to ask the ship owner. Unexpectedly, the other party agreed easily. However, the conditions were a bit excessive. He asked Duanwu to clean the entire ship by himself before dawn, in order to get his mother's things back. Duanwu worked from night to day, but she worked hard all night but it was all in vain. Yan Zijing was planning to hold a poetry meeting today, so he asked everyone to get off the boat to work. Duanwu was very angry. At this time, she felt very helpless and wronged. At the poetry meeting, Duanwu met Zhang Jinran, who had saved her before. The poem he improvised made Duanwu cry on the spot. Because this poem describes the difficulty of collecting pearls, almost explains the bitter and gloomy first half of Duanwu's life, especially that poem.
一颗教人泪，万千诸母血。
In fact, these two lines of poetry came from Duanwu's mouth. She didn't expect that a chance meeting with Zhang Jinran would leave such a deep impression on him. The girl only took a look at the hairpins on the street and could draw the styles without forgetting them. Duanwu wanted to make a fortune by making hairpins, because one hairpin could be sold for 50 coins. This was her 3-day salary on the ship, but she had no materials. That day, Duanwu heard that there were jewelry scraps on the ship that needed to be sold, so she volunteered to make some money from it. But she ran into obstacles everywhere on her first day, because most drugstores have their own suppliers. No one was willing to accept her goods. What was even more unfortunate was that Duanwu was cheated by a liar because of her lack of sales experience. The other party received her goods but gave her a fake bill. When Duanwu came to the bank to exchange the money, she found out that she had been cheated. Duanwu was very unwilling. She went back to find the cheater like crazy, but she met Mr. Chow from the same caravan. She realized that all this was a trap designed by him, because he was responsible for all the waste materials before. Everything was a foregone conclusion. Duanwu lost the goods and didn't get the money back. She was severely punished by the ship owner.
从今日起，你就滚回底层，继续做你的利润。
But Duanwu never wanted to bow to fate. She got a chance to make amends from the ship owner. In the evening, she found Mr. Chow, and forced him to reveal the whereabouts of the liar. Duanwu rushed over immediately after learning the address. She gave him a severe lesson when they met. The scammer saw that she was not easy to deal with and had to return all the money for the goods to her. Duanwu successfully recovered her payment. The next day, she took the money she earned and prepared to take her brother out for a big meal, but she was attracted by a few hairpins. She saw that the women were scrambling to try them on. She immediately realized that the hairpins could be sold at a high price.
这多少钱？
这个是纯珊瑚制作的，50万。
多少？50万啊！
50万。
不是，这一看就是珊瑚边角料，卖这么贵？
哎，大叔大叔，你买不买？
买，当然买。
But Duanwu could not afford so much money at once. She silently memorized these styles. After returning home, she drew it on her arm, and made the same thing according to the pattern. Duanwu proudly woke up her sleeping brother and asked him to see how it was.
你看这个像不像一朵桃花？真像。这个是不是比今日街上那好看？好看。
Hearing her brother's praise, Duanwu instantly gained confidence. She had long discovered that selling jewelry waste would not make much money. If these jewelry were made into hairpins, it would be more attractive to girls. But right now, Duanwu only had these jewelry. She can't make a complete hairpin yet. The younger brother suggested that wood could be used, but wood would crack when exposed to water. Suddenly, the younger brother thought of something. He got up and brought a piece of old boat wood.
阿紫，你可别小瞧它，这老船木的可都是选的上好的硬木，它经过海水浸泡，它绝对不会被泡发或者开裂的。
Duanwu was surprised at her brother's cleverness. She decided to start her fortune-making plan tomorrow.